Okay, let's get started. Put all your dry ingredients in your mixing bowl. The 2 cups of flour, the tablespoon of baking powder, and the tablespoon of salt. I'm using sea salt because that's what I've got on hand, but you could just, of course, substitute just regular salt for that. Okay, mix all this together so that all the dry ingredients are pretty well blended. Now add your shortening. You can use less if you prefer. I would use no less than 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of shortening. Turn it into a crumbly mixture, much like pie dough, then add your very warm water. Don't worry if it looks too wet, you can add more flour to it. You want your dough to be moist, not dry. If it's dry, it's going to be very difficult to roll out the tortilla. So you don't want it too wet either. You'll have to judge this, but it's just a moist masa. Now I turn it out to a flat surface and knead it for a few minutes until it's soft and pliable. I only knead it for about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 on the outside. This is sufficient for the tortilla, as opposed to when you're kneading dough for bread. The more you knead it, the airier the bread dough may become. But if you knead this masa for your tortilla too much, it seems to become dense, too dense. So 3 or 4 minutes is about all you need. Someone will tell you, others will tell you to just let this entire ball of dough rest. I like to form it into the little balls and let those rest covered in plastic. I like as long as I possibly can let it go. 15 minutes if I'm in a hurry. I prefer 60 minutes. Just an ordinary piece of white plastic. I'll show you here how I squeeze out the dough between my thumb and my forefinger to form about a golf ball sized ball. Okay, now the idea is the rounder and flatter that you make this dough ball, if you can make it as circular as possible, you're going to end up with an easier round tortilla. I don't know how many crooked tortillas I've made in my past, how many crooked tortillas I've seen, which is okay. They taste pretty good anyway. It's just more appealing to see the round tortilla on the table. Now you don't have to tuck it under like I do. This is just a traditional way that I learned how to do this. Again, it's just helping to make the dough ball into a round disc. Okay, continue to do so until you've got all the masa rolled out into balls. You should have in the neighborhood of a dozen with 2 cups of flour. Cover them up with the plastic and let them rest, like I said, for at least 15 minutes if you're in a hurry. Heat up your comal 15 minutes before you begin to roll out your dough ball. Flour your surface. Now see, if you start out with a round disc or a round little cake, your tortilla is going to roll out more circular. Notice that I only roll the rolling pin 1 stroke forward and 1 stroke to the back. Then I turn the tortilla 1/2 turn. Okay. Your comal should be about medium-high heat. That's around 4 to 6 on your burner control dial. You don't want the griddle too hot or the tortilla will burn. Now you're going to see blisters showing up on the tortilla. These blisters here indicate that the tortilla is baking properly and the griddle is appropriately hot. You want it toasty, light brown like this in color, and not the dark brown scorched color. It doesn't have to be uniform, or you don't have to have brown speckles everywhere. You're going to cover this now with a piece of cloth, and the reason for this is to let the tortilla steam basically and stay warm while you're making the rest. Dust your flour on the surface again. Flatten this disc out as best as you can around in a circle. See that? One forward, one back, half turn. One forward, one back, half turn. It's pretty simple. White flour is a lot more pliable than you'll find out than whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour is a little difficult to work with compared to white flour, but I'll be showing you how to make wheat flour tortillas in another episode. You can roll this tortilla out actually. This one here is about 5 to 6 inches in diameter. You can continue rolling it out till it's 8 inches in diameter or greater. The tortilla becomes thinner, and it's great for burritos. You don't want to bake it as long as you do this tortilla here. In other words, maybe 15 or 20 seconds per side. Otherwise, the big blisters will bubble up and get in your way. Okay, so there you have it. Fresh, hot, soft, and pliable tortillas. Let me show you how you have a little thickness to them. I call these dinner tortillas. See this? A serrated knife would probably work a lot better than my clumsy fingers. You can turn this into a pita pocket. Stuff the tortilla with refried beans, carne, some sort of meat. Okay, let's see what this tastes like with a pat of butter. Oh yeah, now that's good. Okay, now cover your tortillas up again in this towel. I tend to keep them in a plastic tub to keep them fresh, but you don't need to refrigerate them unless you live in a humid climate. Depends on how fast you eat them. Of course, if they're going to stay there for several days, refrigerate them, heat them back up on an open flame or a hot griddle, and there you go. You've got your hot tortillas, just as good as fresh. Coming up, whole wheat tortillas, like I promised, low-fat tortillas, homemade corn tortillas. And those low-fat tortillas are going to be made with a surprise ingredient. Thank you. See you soon again.